Hey everyone, welcome to day 24 of me documenting my programming journey towards becoming a mobile developer. My name is Julian and today it is Monday, March 14th at 5:55 a.m. So let's get into it. If you saw the last episode of this vlog, you know that I have been working on an expense tracker app just for myself, just to put out to get the practice of putting stuff out onto the App Store. So I'm working on that today. I basically have everything working. I just kind of want to get it a little bit more organized, get more of a consistent architecture down, and then I probably will move on to some lessons on the Ultimate Portfolio app course on hacking with Swift, or maybe I'll work on making the app icon for this app because I'm kind of just putting it out to put it out, and that'll be that. So let's get into it and see where we go. So I'm pretty much done here. It's 7:30. I spent pretty much all morning trying to figure out why I couldn't get core data stuff to work in my view model, even though I was copying basically entirely from my project from the Ultimate Portfolio app course from the Hacking with Swift site. And I figured it out, but the reason it wasn't working doesn't make any sense to me. Let's check it out. So the crux of the entire problem was that I was trying to move stuff out of content view, and by stuff I mean core data stuff, out of content view into content view model for the purposes of just making sure the only thing in content view is our actual UI code that makes our UI run. So our core data stuff is now in content view model, but the problem was stemming from the fact that fetch requests are handled differently outside of a Swift UI environment. They're a bit more complicated. When you're in Swift UI, you have your @fetch request property wrapper, and it's honestly pretty simple to use. But when you're in a view model, you have to do this NS object, NS fetch results controller delegate, this different NS fetched results controller stuff, and some of it still doesn't really make that much sense to me. But the main reason it's annoying, maybe not annoying, but just different than Swift UI, is the way I understand it is there's this NS fetched results controller, and that is what's helping us use a fetch request in combination with a real-time updating UI. So we have our NS fetch request. That's a one-time thing that runs to fetch our stuff, anything we request, and then the controller is the thing that continuously makes sure that whatever data we're fetching is also being reflected in our UI in real time. And I couldn't figure out how to get that to work because what was happening, I fixed it now, but what was happening was I would add an expense, just put gibberish here, and it would not come here until I relaunched the app. So it wasn't updating in real time. And I noticed that in the code for the other project where this was working properly, there's a method called controller did change content, and I didn't think I had to use it because it's not being called anywhere. Like there's nowhere in my code where controller did change content is being called, but what I just showed you started working after I added this function, which is confusing to me for a couple reasons. One, again, it's not being called anywhere, and two, I don't understand why I wouldn't get some sort of error for not having this function here, because it seems like it's required in order for this controller stuff to work properly. So I guess that's just one of those things I just have to accept in terms of that's just how it works. But boy, did it confuse me for like the last hour and a half. Anyway, it's just about time for me to start getting ready for work, so I'm gonna go do that. I'll probably end up futzing around with this a little bit more to see if I can get it to work and get even more logic into the view model, because I took everything out and just did core data stuff so that I could centralize what exactly the problem was. But anyway, I'm gonna stop filming for now and check in with you guys again tomorrow. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.